I've got some big news. We're planning a few makeovers here at the Clean My Space HQ, and we're inviting all of you to come along for the ride. Chad and I are taking on 3 areas in our home, our backyard, our basement, and our living room, and we're going to remake, remodel, and reinvigorate each space to breathe some new life into our home. It needs it. These jobs are bigger than anything I can handle alone, so I've recruited Chad, my 6'5" burly husband, for these videos, and he'll be overseeing each project and helping us document the journey in some upcoming videos. Because preparation is so important, measure twice, cut once, in this video, I decided I'd go through some tips and best practices that Chad and I will be following and that might help you with any upcoming home improvement projects that you might be undertaking. We all need to mentally get ready to have the house be turned upside down for a while. When we rent out our kitchen, some of you guys might remember that, we underestimated the time by about 3 weeks, and not having access to the kitchen for that time was a real unplanned inconvenience for us. So the takeaway here is to be prepared for things to go wrong, for a project to take longer than expected, and for unforeseen issues to pop up along the way. So the idea here is to clarify your motivations before you start, focus on your end goal, and don't let the chaos consume you. It's really easy to get overwhelmed when things inevitably go off track, but you can do this so long as you prepare for it. This one's all about the money, and I know it sounds pretty basic, but it might be the most important part of the planning process. Make sure that your goals are realistic, you can afford what you want, and that you're as specific as possible during the planning process. You don't want your money to run out in the middle of a project. And in addition to your base costs, it's a best practice to factor in a small percentage of the total budget for overruns and unforeseen expenses. Also, I know it's tempting, but be sure to stick to your budget while you're strolling the halls of the hardware store and you come across that fancy faucet that you really want, but do you really need it? It's only an extra 40 bucks. This is need versus want, and that's why it's great to have a budget. It keeps you on track. The last time we did an overhaul project, specifically the garden, we just went to the local garden center, had some fun, bought a bunch of stuff, and tried to plug it into our backyard wherever it would fit. It was kind of a junior mint approach. But this time we want to be a little more strategic and really plan out each space before we get started and decide what we want to replace, and then of course exactly what we want to replace it with. We want to share all of the different inspirations we have and make time for the creative process to flow. This should be one of the most enjoyable parts of the makeover. So we're going to take our time and really enjoy it. It's kind of like window shopping, together, but separately. And we're both quite visual people, and we take our inspiration from anywhere, from magazine snippets to when we're wandering around a store and see something we like, to when we're online surfing and find that perfect piece of furniture in some random picture. In the past, I would end up with tons of magazine cutouts, pictures on my phone. Chad ends up with a bunch of handwritten notes and stuff saved on his computer. It's all kind of random. So this time we're being more efficient, and we're using this free app from Adobe called Adobe Scan, which really just lets us bring all of our ideas together and organize them so that we end up with a final design document that we can agree on and stick to while we're budgeting. We have a budget, we know what we want to do, now we actually need to schedule in this project so that it gets done. And keep in mind that your time is not unlimited. You have to be realistic about the time that you actually do have. You don't want to overburden yourself, and you've got to be sure to account for times where other family or work obligations will interfere or might be impacted by this project. So you literally want to pull out your calendar and start blocking off time and working through conflicts. And remember, just as you did for your budget, remember to think about the time overruns and how that may impact you and your family. As much as we want to be able to do every part of our makeover ourselves, the truth is that we know sometimes it just makes more sense budget-wise as well as time-wise to bring in a professional to get things done. And let's be honest, Chad does not have the skills to lay an entire hallway with hardwood floor. And that's why this time we're bringing in a professional to do our floors. And you might want to do the same thing if you run into a job that just isn't in your skill set. I had a plumber come in a few months back, plumbing issue, and he made a great point. If you need your taxes done, you hire an accountant. If you have a lawsuit, you hire a lawyer. And if you need something done with your pipes, you hire a plumber. In other words, sometimes a professional is just the best way to get the job done right. I'm super excited about our upcoming makeovers. We're going to be documenting and sharing as much as we can. And let me know in the comments down below if you have any upcoming home projects which you're planning on tackling. Maybe painting a room, replacing a sink, or moving the garage to the other side of the house. Summer is a great time to do this, so I bet you guys are planning a lot. Whatever it is, let me know down below. A special thanks to Adobe for sponsoring this video. The handy little app that you saw Chad and I using throughout the video is called Adobe Scan. It's a free app which allows you to use your phone or tablet to capture images and transform and combine them into versatile PDFs. It's got so many uses, this is just one of them. And it helped us keep all of the inspirational images, magazine clippings, notes, and documents together and really collaborate and plan for our upcoming makeovers here at the CMS HQ. So if you're interested in learning more, you can download the app for free from the Apple App Store or Google Play. Here are 2 other videos that you can check out, and be sure to visit our website, cleanmyspace.com. There's a button down there that lets me know you care, so click it if you liked this video, and click this button right here to subscribe and begin your journey to a cleaner life. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.